All right, guys, let's take a quick look at a San Martin SN0109er. So I bought this watch it was on sale through the San Martin website. I'll put a link to the website down below. But I purchased this watch. They didn't send it to me or ask me to do a video on it or anything like that. I was too curious. There's so much buzz around San Martin to the point where I was almost annoyed, because in the comments I'll post up a video of a very nice watch and people will dismiss it and say San Martin is better and cheaper. And I disagree with the logic that San Martin is the bar of achievement for all other brands to achieve based on the discount price alone. I disagree with that logic, and I will fight to the end disagreeing that. However, this watch, if you only want to watch a minute of this video like you are right now, it's a freaking nice watch for $330 and maybe even less depending on what kind of discount codes you can use. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's actually that good. Like, I have zero regrets buying this watch. I wore it all day today because I wanted to do this video and I wanted to have a full day of wear on it and just see if there was anything weird that bugged me or anything like that. Quite the opposite. I actually looked down and enjoyed looking down at my wrist with this on my wrist. I know, that's crazy, right? There's so much buzz around homage watches and this, that, and the other thing, and that's exactly what this is. There's no originality here at all. They straight up took a design from another watch and morphed it into this size, and that's important because this watch is nowhere near a one-to-one homage of another brand. It just takes its strong design styling cues and put them on a completely different sized watch. And I think that's one of the things I really like about it. So, and I'll talk a little bit more in later on in the video about another idea I had. So let's get into the watch on this now that we're 2 minutes in. So the watch case itself width is 39 millimeter, the bezel's 40. And honestly, I did my measurements and they're nearly identical to the measurements that San Martin provides on their website. So 39 case, 40 bezel, 48.5 lug to lug. You have a 7.1 millimeter screw down crown, 100 meter water resist. Thickness is 13.2 millimeter. That was one difference I had. They said 13, I said 13.2. You can see it's a kind of boxed and domed, double domed sapphire crystal. You have 20 millimeter lug opening here. Bracelet tapers down great to 16 millimeter. That really helps in the comfort. And then you just have a simple milled clasp, which is all I ever really wanted. Just two pushers, fold it over. I don't even need on the fly quick adjust. It has 4 micro adjust on there. I'm completely content with that. Certainly at the price point of $330. Sized up for my 7.25 inch wrist, it weighs 142 grams. Inside, Seiko NH34. I like that movement. I have no problem with that movement. Now it is a caller's GMT, meaning that when we adjust the GMT hand, we can only go forward with it. So whereas if you get watches on the affordable end of things with the Miyota 9075, you will be able to go jump the hour hand forward and backward. So that would be a traveler's GMT. I don't really care either way. This works just fine for me. The only thing I do with it is I set it for like a AM PM indicator, essentially. I don't need to track another time zone. I can pretty much do that in my head really quick. That's just me. Lume on this is going to be all BGW9. You have aluminum bezel insert, kind of a matte muted blue up top, and then a vintage inspired red on the bottom. A very nice click, bi-directional 24 click bezel. Nice grip on the edge. Nice audible and tactile. There's zero play. It locks into place perfectly. Crown operation works great as well. No problems there. Timekeeping, it's been doing plenty good. I didn't throw it on a time grapher, but it didn't leave me missing any appointments or showing up too early. So I'm guessing the timekeeping's within specifications. There's this black dial. If we zoom in, there's this black dial, and then there's like a white dial. Now, if the white dial would have been a stark white, I would have went with that, but I also would want black framed indices and handset. So San Martin, if you're ever going to listen to this video and you want to make that watch, yeah, do it. I'll probably buy it. The one they have out right now is like a pearl oblique white kind of dial, but they also use the same handset. And, you know, that's a cost-cutting thing. It's a polished handset, and they don't have to make another completely different finished indices and handset. However, it makes the legibility a little more difficult, in my opinion. If they would do black frame indices and handset on a stark white dial on this watch, I would really like that as well. Maybe ditch the vintage vibe to it, go with brighter colors, but that's just me speculating on a completely different design watch. I see what they were doing here, and it really works with this watch, in my opinion. The date at 3 o'clock, white wheel, black printing, no problem, works great. Finishing, you have brushing on the side, you have a polished beveled edge to break it up. The rest of it's all brushed. Polished on the side of the links, but it's a full brushed watch, essentially. So it just, it begs to be worn, I think, and used, both at the price point, the size, the comfort, and the finishing on it is just going to wear well. I think just don't worry about it. Buy it, use it, wear it. It's $300. I know to a lot of people, still $300 is a lot of money for a watch. I get it. But all things considered, for a nice looking automatic watch for $330, you could do a lot worse. This is a really nice watch. Here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. I like the thinness of it, the dimensions, both the case width and the lug to lug. So I'm going to close out with these thoughts as I show this and I do the loom shot. There's these weird questions that inherently pop up. Would we like Tudor if they weren't tied to Rolex? It's a ridiculous question, because they are, and we know they are. So you can't fabricate an answer that would justify that question. So the same question, in my opinion, almost comes up. Would I still like this watch if it wasn't a homage to the other watch? And again, I think it's impossible to answer. I think it's a ridiculous question, and any answer is going to be equally ridiculous. However, I can say, if we're going to go ridiculous, I think I would like this watch. If it was not a homage of a brand that is associated with a bigger, well-known brand. We have multiple layers of impossible questions with impossible answers. And if you remove all that, I think this is a really nice watch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next vid.